Wars and for the love of Star Wars. And yes, I am in my kitchen. No, I am not going to go out into the. I might go into the library. I don't know. Anyway, we may, according to Valiant Renegade, be hearing a lot more stuff coming out from Doomcock. And on Midnight's Edge, Cameron was saying uh, he kind of believes the story about Arnold basically laying the law down. Now, and I agree with Andre on this, that the people that talk to Doomcock, hey Dave, got the word about that meeting from people who are shook, who are scared. Okay, so we weren't there at the meeting. We don't know how she approached the subject. The fact that she used tweets, I do believe that, because you know, people are going to say, well, what are the examples? And a lot of these higher ups, and I'm talking about people from, oh, you name it, people from, uh, oh gosh, upper management won't know what middle management and the lower echelon are doing. They have to be told. They're they're not aware, which is why Bob Iger saying Pablo Hidalgo did what? Who is Pablo Hidalgo? Wouldn't surprise me 3 years ago. I guarantee you he knows who he is now. They all do because, Pablo made the Disney and Lucasfilm brand look like shit. And so did all of his little friends. Okay? Anyway, so Susan Arnold having tweets up there, and maybe the names are blacked out, but I guarantee you the people in the room knew where it came from. Doesn't shock me. These people need to see examples of the way Disney's been treating the customers. And it's a very good way to do that when you've got literally the proof there for everybody to see. Okay. So that doesn't shock me that she would do that. I've not seen female chiefs of staff because we had a guy running Army's office, but I have seen female chiefs of staff. I've seen congresswomen lose their shit in meetings on their staffers. Okay, here's the deal. You don't have to go in roaring like a bitch. Hi, Rave Girl. What you do to get people's attention, you don't even have to raise your voice. The example I use is Miranda Priestley. Somebody else thought of Lucille Ball. I don't know what her management style was, but I know she was not a fun person to work with. She was, a great lady, but a bit of a bitch. But when you think of what Susan Arnold stepped into, she is the first female head of Disney. All right. She is where Walt sat. Okay. Walt Disney, Roy Disney, Michael Ovitz, Michael Eisner. Okay. And it is a big fucking deal. So she has to go in and make an impression. Okay. When you're in a position like that, and I'm going to use my Capitol Hill stuff, you're a woman and you're literally managing the congressman's office. You are his right-hand man. The staff has to respect you, okay? So you're going to be maybe more aggressive, maybe a little more impressive in your anger with the staff when they screw something up. And the reason simply is this. You're a woman doing a job that's mostly done by men, and that's fine. If you want to have that job, that's great. And it's a tough place to work. And if you think Finance is full of pressure. Try being in a congressional office during election season. Okay. All right. I was on the lower echelon. I was just witnessing everything as I was, taking care of constituent stuff and taking care of the office and basically, herding squirrels, aka interns. Okay. But the higher up they go, the more pressure there is because they have to perform. And just as with a company like Disney, everybody in that office, if they see the public, are the face of that congressman's office. Okay. So she understands climbing up in the world. Okay. She also understands what it looks like. Okay. And she also understands she's the first woman in the history of Disney to be in that position. So she's probably going to be um, a little bit impressive. All right. And what I mean is short with people, maybe sarcastic, maybe a biting word here and there. Okay. You know, my husband who was a series commander at Paris Island, which for our uh, which for our foreign subscribers is one of the Marine Corps bases that trains recruits. So he basically told me once we were talking about recruit training that you can make a man cry just by whispering to him. Okay? This is a big deal. Okay, now I got word from another contact that Chapek is basically blaming Kennedy for the abysmal ratings of the Book of Boba Fett, and there's really no reason for the movie to be or the show to be having these ratings. I do blame the black pills for that. Uh, it's a different kind of story. Um, no, she didn't, Dave. It's a different kind of approach to Star Wars. Episode 4, like I said, was awesome. And if you haven't seen it, I really encourage you to just sit down and watch all 4. Episode 2 is a 7 out of 10. Or episode 1 was 7 out of 10. Episode 2 was an 8 out of 10. Episode 3 was a 7 out of 10. Episode 4 was a 9. An 8 out of 10 or a 9. It was that good, and it's going to get better. And I've heard a rumor, in fact, there are rumors bouncing around the internet that Gina is going to be in the next 2 episodes. Now, I know that that a lot of people want this to happen. I know there's a rumor, Doomcock reported it, that she was seen, Gina Carano, was seen on the set of Boba Fett, but she has friends there. John is a friend, and I'm sure Robert is a friend, and a lot of the people that she worked with are friends. So if she showed up there, now the Book of Boba Fett filmed from November of 2020 to June of 2021. Now, you would think there'd be enough time for it. There's a lot of issues going on with the editing, I think, but it's a good show nonetheless. And I think it also suffers from being rushed to Disney Plus. Got to remember again that Disney Plus didn't have any Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus Day. Nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. And we should remember that. And when we complain, and I think there was something going on with Favreau and Filoni not being ready. Okay, I don't think they were ready. And if she did show up on the set of Boba for anything, and it's on camera, and she's there, I think she may be in it, okay? And, because she didn't get let go until, when was it, February or March 2021? I can't remember. But there's enough time for her to go in and film a bunch of scenes and leave, okay? And, it would be a very good thing to see her, just to shut fans up and just to make them go, huh? Um, I don't think it's true, but I want you to be aware of that. But the thing with Kennedy is that she is being blamed for that. I don't doubt that at all, by Chapek, and he's going to use it. And so is Susan Arnold. Let me put it bluntly, Susan Arnold wasn't just yelling. I'm going to say yelling. She might not have been yelling. She might have been talking like me. But Susan Arnold wasn't talking to the entire company. She's specifically talking to Lucasfilm, okay? And that is where the problems lie. All right? That is where the problems lie. And that is where I think we're going to see a lot of changes coming soon. Okay, very soon. It is what? 3 something, 20 after 3 or so. Let me see. Look at my Fitbit. 3:20 here, Eastern time. It is noon Eastern time, or Western, Pacific. So, between 5 and 10 o'clock tonight, we could get a giant report. Doomcock could drop another video, because Valiant Renegade alluded there is a lot more going on. Okay. Kennedy's done. I don't believe she signed a 3-year deal. And I think even if she did, Chapek is muscling her out. Because, look, appearances are everything. And again, there are people in the fandom, the black pills like Ryan Cannell and others, who don't understand what a fucking figurehead is. Cameron said to people, why does it matter if she's there or not if she can't touch Star Wars? If it's good. There are people in this chat going, ain't not gonna watch until she's gone. I don't know, Dave. I do know the budget was not as big as Mando, but I know that they built a studio, a place to film out in the middle of the desert. And it's like a camp. They all go and live there while they're filming. I don't know. I'm going to say that I think last summer, and I think even before that, I agree, Mad Piranha, and I think before that is actually probably when she started losing control. Because look, let's go back. Dave Filoni wasn't just named the third wheel at Lucasfilm last spring. He's been the third wheel at Lucasfilm for probably a year. Yeah, exactly. And so they've got the Mando set. They've got a lot of the stuff that they used for Mandalorian. Okay. So they're using it. And I think they've used it for Kenobi. Why not? And they're probably going to use it for Ahsoka. Because you can do whatever. But the fact of the matter is that there are two Star Wars shows, I think, still being filmed right now in England. And one of them, I'm not sure what it is. And one of them, I've been told, was a Han Solo origin show. Okay? I don't know. Um, you know, it's just very interesting to me watching this go forward. What they're doing, but I think that she hasn't had that kind of power. Oops, sorry, that kind of power in a long time. Um, you know, here's the deal. I went and looked at IMDb Pro. No movement at all with the Acolyte. No director's been named. Uh, that it could be mad. It really could be. Um, it literally could be, but it literally could be anything. But go back to what I was saying. There's been no movement on the Acolyte. They've already dumped and gotten rid of uh, the Children of Blood and Bone, okay, which did not belong at Disney in any way, shape, or form. Um, okay, bye, Dave. Uh, I think we're going to see the Acolyte go. I don't know why they're keeping such a quiet on it. Um, but I look at Leslie Headland has got several different projects listed too with it. So I look at that project as probably not going anywhere. Um, you know, uh, Rian Johnson still has on his IMDb Pro the 3 Star Wars shows he was supposed to write. We know he's not going to have it. He's not getting that. But it's still there. So, they could announce today that the Acolytes are not being made. And, Leslie Headland will still leave it up there. She could literally take what she wrote, turn it into something else, and shop it to Netflix. That's where she has a relationship with. So I don't understand why she doesn't do it in the first place. She'd probably get a bigger budget. And, Netflix doesn't care if it's a success. They'll give you 3 years and then cancel it. Or it'll be a mediocre success. And then, after a couple of years, they'll cancel it. Once the audience is like, meh, you know, it's very rare in streaming right now that we get a Karate Kid, Cobra Kai. All right. That is something extremely rare. And I think probably it's something that we uh, won't see a lot of. Okay. Um, Now, Netflix did lose over 20% on the stock market yesterday because of their lousy fourth quarter earnings report. Now, we haven't seen Disney, but also uh, Twitter was trading at like under $40, like $37. Time to take it over, Elon Musk. Um, and Disney lost like 3 points. The stock market took a hit, and I can always tell. Yeah, I know, and I haven't gotten to see that yet. um, it is very interesting to me, though, how far Netflix fell. So we'll have to see what Disney says on theirs. Okay, man, ticklish. Back of the throat's ticklish. So anyway, but I want to talk a little bit more about this, like the Disney stuff. So what can we see in the future? Oh, I say sooner rather than later, we're going to see the Acolyte maybe go away, or Leslie Headland take it somewhere else. Um, and then we're going to see Lucasfilm, probably, I think they need to be publicly start letting people go. Okay. I don't think it's going to be like Andy Gutierrez, where I had to dig for it. You know, I think here's what they're going to do. What they'll do till it dies is they won't give woke any money. Okay. You know, you give Jon Favreau a $300 million budget to create, you know, Mandalorian season 3, or you give him enough money to do Ahsoka, Kenobi, Mandalorian, Andor, the Book of Boba Fett, etc. Give him a lot of money. Okay, you give, let's say like the Acolyte leaves Star Wars and is just some sort of twisted sci-fi SJW fucked up mess, right? You give it 20 million. Okay, you can't really do a lot with that because Disney won't expect it to go anywhere or to be a success and to bring people. They know that woke doesn't bring people to the streaming service. Here's the deal. I think Disney should have gone the way of Sony. You make your stuff, Book of Boba Fett, to have an agreement with Netflix to do the show, all right, and ship it over to Netflix, or ship it over to ship it over to Amazon. Gosh, and that's what I would do. All right, simple as that. I wouldn't, I wouldn't have had a streaming service. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't have a big enough catalog. Disney has a great catalog. They have the corner on the most lucrative IPs in Hollywood, but they have not used these IPs correctly in the last 5 years. Marvel and I gotta get a soda. Marvel and Star Wars. So we've got to worry. They've got to worry about that. And excuse me, I'm gonna cough again. Jeez. I don't know. I've been sneezing a lot, so maybe I've got the coof. But anyway, I really think in the next month or two we're going to see a lot more, and I think there's something really big coming. Frank Marshall, no, it's cold. It's 16 degrees here. No, it's 28 degrees here, so there's no there isn't any allergies. So it's just there's something going around. My mother-in-law's got it. She thinks she might have the coof, but it's just a scratchy throat and a runny nose. I mean, let's put it this way. That thing is not impressive anymore. The symptoms are, wow, really? Okay. Just like a little dry cough and a tickle in the back of the throat. And a runny nose, and that's it. Maybe a headache. Okay, that's it. Of the 30 guys that work for my husband, the people that got it, only one lost sense of taste and sense of smell. So, no, it's not the flu. Trust me, if it was the flu, I'd be wrapped up in my flannel PJs, wrapped up in a blanket, chattering teeth because I'd be, the chills, drinking tea and looking like completely different. When I get the flu, it knocks me on my ass. Okay, and I don't get the shots because they don't work. They don't prevent it, and usually comes in as a fever, and it kind of comes and goes. The fever kind of comes and goes for a few days, and I'll get it, and I'll pass out. I'll just go to sleep for like an hour. I'll wake up, and I'll feel okay for a little while, and then I'll get And it's just, I'm a total mess when I get the flu. Um, but my life right now is simply going out to the barn to check the mare because it's too icy to go riding or do anything. And I'm here with the dog. He has board games. They have board games for dogs. You take a treat, you put it in a thing, and he has to like mess with the parts of it to get the treat. He is so smart. He had the more complicated one, figured like that. Is so funny watching him like those ears forward. Um, but yeah, so we played. I let him out in the backyard. He can't really go. We can't really go for walks because I took him for a walk after the first snow, and there was some ice on the trail, and he had blood in his tracks, so he's cutting his paws up, and I don't. No, 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 no. So we have to. I baby him. I've been told like dogs aren't your kids, and it's like, well, he's my kid. Okay, I don't care. Anyway, but I think we're gonna see a lot going forward. I think Susan Arnold probably said, if you want to keep doing what you're doing, the door's right there. Lose somebody else's money. I think that's the way she said it. I don't think she was screaming and yelling. She did a Miranda Priestley. Okay, I think she scared the shit out of people. I think Kevin Feige walked out going, holy crap. Um, I think, oh God, who were the directors of Endgame and who were the something brothers, the Russo brothers? They want to run Marvel. Okay, that's why they were going after Feige in the trades. They want Marvel. And don't be surprised if Feige leaves, they get the job. Okay. Um, I really don't. Yeah. 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 Trail, I agree with that. I mean, I've got very religious Catholics saying that's not true. And it's like, I don't have kids. What am I supposed to say? He's my pet. He's my baby. Um, but I think the Russo brothers will probably take Marvel. And I think Favreau is running Lucasfilm. Um, internal email investor. What are you talking about? I don't know. Please, please continue. I want to know. If there was an internal email investigation about Gina and Disney was the one that did it, not Lucasfilm, you bet your sweet Bippy there are people in trouble. Okay? You bet your sweet Bippy there are people that aren't going to be back once their contracts are up. I'm trying to figure out, why Pablo is still running Lucasfilm or running his little thing, whatever that is. I mean, I want you to think about it. Kennedy is so high up there. She doesn't talk. She doesn't take interest in what the people around her, below her, are doing. And all the shit that Pablo and his compatriots at Lucasfilm did hurt that company immeasurably. And they were taking their lead by the way she was behaving and the way that she was allowing it. George Lucas, we know, would have known what was going on because Rick McCallum would have told him. Okay, this is why I got to say this. A male-female team works better than two women. Okay, that is just a freaking hen fest there. It doesn't, nothing gets done. I mean, if you look at Margaret Thatcher, she had guys surrounding her. Probably a woman like me doesn't like having women around. And the reason, and I hate to say this, guys, I'm sorry if you're a woman, I'm not insulting you. But when you're in a position of power, 7% today, okay. When you're the entire the Dow and the S&P and are just getting slammed right now. So I'm not. But the Netflix thing was huge. Okay, huge. Um, it's easier to get shit done when you've got guys working for you than with a bunch of women who are stabbing each other in the back. Okay, and you know, trying to fuck with each other all the time. All right, which is what women do. I hate to say it, which is why I don't agree with having any group of women at all anywhere within the military. I don't. It hurts the effectiveness. Yeah, she did. She had to, though. I mean, Golda Meir, too. She had men around her. When you think about uh, Moshe Dayan and, my God. But, if you think about they were trying to survive in a place that didn't want them, and she'd seen the attacks on the kibbutzes, um, and, she was a hard ass lady. And it is going to be, let's put it this way. When Helen Mirren, I'm going to see that movie because Golda Meir is one of my heroes. Um, and I think Helen Mirren will do an honorable job, whereas Meryl Streep did not to Margaret Thatcher. Even though the movie really didn't disrespect Mrs. Thatcher, it kind of did too. Um, uh, you're kind of like, there are women out there that are destined to be leaders in that fashion. Not all of them. Uh, and I do too, Matt Piranha. Um, Queen Elizabeth I. All right, she wasn't supposed to be queen. Her brother died, her sister died, then she was queen. Okay. Um, you could look it back through history. It goes. They're rare. Okay, they're rare. Uh, if you're not in that position and you're a woman of great strength, um, was it? There's a Byzantine emperor, and his wife had been basically an actress, aka woman of the night. I believe her name was Theodora. He took all of his advice from her. Okay, um, and that you know you don't necessarily have to be the boss. All right, in Korea. When a couple gets married, they're given two ducks. One duck has a blue ribbon around its neck. Another one has a pink or red ribbon around its beak. The blue duck is the man. Why does he have a ribbon around his neck? The duck with the red ribbon around her beak is the woman, is the wife. The wife may not say anything, but she's controlling what the man does. Okay? Now, Korea is a patriarchal society, but the women do have a lot of power. Okay, you don't again have to be Kathy Kennedy and surround yourself with a a, a, a pie festival to feel like you're in power. I would never do that because it's like this. I'll give you an example. Sex in the City was good because four different characters. And the one character that always stayed true to who she was Samantha. Now, Samantha's not in, and then it happened, or whatever that, and just like that. And the show is trash. I mean, I was going through my news on my Facebook page. I mean, and somebody in an article was describing a scene with Miranda and that guy. Look, I don't care if your pronouns are they or dog or cat or Satan. Okay? That chick looks like a guy. Okay, so I'm going to say guy. There's actually nothing feminine about that thing. And the news thing was horrified. And I'm like, I can't believe they fucking did that. But Cynthia Nixon basically telling everybody how she dumped her husband if you go Google it, find Cynthia Nixon's partner, and I mean, my dog's butt looks better than her. I mean, ugh, it's so gross. I was like, I don't want to see that. I've got to go to confession now. I didn't want to read that. God. And then there was another article where somebody tweeted to Kim Cattrall, "You're so lucky to have avoided," and just like that, it's trash. Kim Cattrall liked it. That show is crashing and burning into the molten hot lava underneath the Earth's crust. Okay, it is literally just. And the reason why is it was never woke to begin with. There's a reason why we like Stanford. Okay? We didn't care if he was gay. He was Carrie's friend. Okay? We're just like, okay, whatever. Okay? We liked Anthony. He was Charlotte's friend. Okay? And Samantha was this crazy free spirit who was oftentimes mean mommy. Yeah, the woman is the matriarch in Korea. Um, and Traila's right on that. But I'm just like, what possessed them to take a formula that worked and then dump sewage on it? I mean, well, and that's the thing. And I mean, and you know, it's like, and Miranda just treats her husband Steve, who's a great guy, like shit, like like fucking shit. And you know, I was cruising through it just because I was bored one day, wanted to find something to laugh at, and then we got, you know, Charlotte's got a daughter who wants to be referred. She's 12, so she's preteen, and she doesn't even know where her own fucking nose is, but we're allowing her to choose her own sex. No, no, that's child abuse. Okay. Then we got Charlotte and Harry having a fight at an art show. I'm like, just let's go back to the end of Sex and the City when Carrie's walking back home and Big, you know, basically sends her a text saying he put the vineyard up for sale and look out New York, I'm coming home. And it's like, that's it. That's what it should have been. End of story. The first movie, when you watch it, you just want to look at Carrie and say, you basically did that to yourself. And you're lucky he wanted you back. You know? You didn't stop and ask him what the fuck he was doing. You just beat the shit out of him. Okay? The second movie was not needed. It wasn't needed. I mean, they didn't need to do it. You did fine for 6 seasons in one movie. Go on. Go do something else. But instead, we have to, you know, and just like that, the girls from Sex and the City turned out to be a bunch of fucking human disaster areas. I mean, hazmat. I mean, Miranda's a hazmat scene. Okay, she's just, but Cynthia Nixon's gross. I mean, she's fucking gross. Okay, but back to Disney. So I think we're going to see a lot of changes. All right, we are going to see a lot. And hopefully, um, it'll be something that will make us smile, and I think it will. I really, really think it will. I mean, I'm uh, really interested in seeing what else Doomcock is going to drop on us, because I really wish he would. Uh, Instead of just, I mean, he's doing the Andrew Breitbart thing, drip, drip, drip. Like, it's like, dude, just tell us everything. Just tell us everything. I'm like that. I'm impatient. I want to know. Anyway, I wanted to do a video. I kind of rambled a little bit, but do I think Arnold did that? Do I think she highlighted tweets? Yes. I think Bob Chapek and her have been very aware of what's been going on at Disney for a long time. Okay? And and I think they're taking the bull by the horns. The fact that Chapek's memo has been met with fear is uh, really, oh, me too, man. Hey, Radford, um, really was met with fear is a great thing. Because when I read it, I was like, oh, shit. You know, and there are a lot of people who poo pooed it that are now like, yeah, we heard that too. I mean, it's like reading comprehension 101. Subtext is everything. Subtext in movies, subtext in, you know, and like I said, when it comes to like the Book of Boba Fett, there are a lot of fans who are illiterate about watching television or films. Really, okay? Um, you know, I was looking for the Easter eggs. I was looking at for the quiet references. None of the people, all right, and today, there are people who bitch about it and complain about it who haven't seen an episode. And they didn't see yesterday's episode. And it's like, I don't care who you are. If you can sit there and tell me yesterday's episode sucked and you didn't see it, there's my computer. Here's you. Sit your ass down, watch it, and you tell me if it sucked. I don't want to hear another peep out of your mouth till it's over. Okay? Done. Anyway, I gotta go. All right. So this is Steph signing out. I'll see you guys around the galaxy. Behave, be well. Talk to y'all later.